Welcome back to another episode of the You Weren't There podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Admia West here, and I'm going to bring a show for you today. I'm going to let my two amazing, illustrious guests introduce themselves, and we can get right into it. Steph, let's start with you.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Stefan, aka Sing Steph from the VA side of things. Singer, songwriter, performer. Just all around cool cat, gentleman, like, something like.
We love that for you. And of course, on the other side of me, I have Dwayne
Watts.
Mhm.
It's been out there, just like the electricity. I'm Dwayne Watts. And over stand a comedian. This is literally year 17 for me doing this. And a lot of good things is coming along in year 17, so I can't wait to share it with y'all. Also, can I get up? Can I do it? Because tonight I will be at District E, right next to Capital One Arena. Come through 7:15. No, 8 o'clock when the show starts. So get in there early. Free show. Come put get these giggles in. You understand me? Come on, let's do it.
Let's get these giggles.
Get these giggles, right?
I don't respect it. We haven't had a comedian on here for too long, so I'm excited to see where this goes. The first thing I always like to do when we get an opportunity, because as you can see, like sitting up here, you just end up kind of talking, right? So we were talking for maybe like 15 minutes before the show even started, y'all. And I think as a result, we will get into some of those things here. But I always want to start with the journey of the creative that we have sitting here. It is difficult to put yourself out there in capacity. And rejection is going to happen at some point along the way. And it's tough, right? It molds you, it shapes you, but sometimes like it'll crush you before it does that. So I think it's important to just like really get into what makes you you. Right? So Watts, I want to start with you. Let's get your journey as a comedian. Like, how did you get to this chair?
Oh man. All right, so just to get it real quick, it started in 2008 as a matter of fact. I was living in Norfolk, Virginia, and I was moving back here. And right before I left, my homeboy, who actually helped direct my comedy special, we still locked into this day, but he cussed me out. And I'm talking about he cussed me out bad. He was like, bro, I think you're wasting your time, wasting your talent. You out here doing all this other stuff. You funny. It's like every day you come in, you say something funny. So he did that for about 40 minutes. One side, down the other side. He was like, bro, when you move back home, promise me you'll at least try one time. As a man, I respect this dude. I said, fuck, I'll try. I do want to get back. Now, I said that, be real with you. I had no intentions on doing none of that shit at all. I just wanted to stop talking. All right, but when I went back home and I came back and I moved there, and I was talking to my uncle, and he was like, man, so what you planning on doing? And I was like, trying to stay out of trouble. He said, yeah, I get that. What you said? I said, told my man I might do a comedy show. He said, oh, really? He said, yeah. But you know where you're going to be at right now? I don't even know where to start. He said, let me call you back. He called me back in 10 minutes. He done make a phone call to somebody somewhere. Next thing I know, somebody's open mic the next Saturday. Boom.
Wow.
Terrified. I had no idea what I was about to do with all that. I wrote down what I thought was going to be a good 5 minutes. And to be honest, I rehearsed and all that other stuff, did the jump, and it worked. It worked, and it bit me. That was cool. And then time went on, and life started happening. I started going one foot in, one foot out. And then eventually I decided I'm going to really take this jump seriously. As soon as I did, took off. Wow. Things just started going. But that little in between time, that growth there, man, it was a lot in between there, man. Just a lot of self-doubt. Don't know if this is for me. Where's the money going to be coming from? I got kids I'm raising now. So I kind of need to do something that's going to bring it. It was a lot of just me stuff that I had to really figure out in real time at that moment. And luckily it all worked out. So far, so good. No complaints.
Okay, gotcha. Steph, where did your journey begin?
Funny you said Norfolk, Virginia. That's where I'm from.
Oh, where? See, I went to Norfolk State. That's where I went.
Yeah.
Starting.
I was raised in Norfolk, Virginia. I moved to the DMV in like 2010. Before I got into R&B, I started my professional career in 2005 in gospel music. So
Of course.
we was doing,
Well, y'all started.
That's what we get we make our bones in the church, man. So
Yeah.
I traveled, did shows with people like Dietrich Hadd, Ty Tribbett, my music, Tone, the list goes on and on.
All the heavyweights.
Yeah, man, just been able to kind of like rub shoulders with some of the top tier artist in gospel, and then around 2010, I got out of it. Had a life changing experience where I almost didn't make it, and me and my wife, I was doing praise and worship up here. Was still living off of. I was coming up to the DMV to do praise and worship for a church, and one Sunday, we came up here to do church and just never went back home. You know what I'm saying? So we literally moved up here with clothes on our backs. And 15 years later, part of the Grammy Recording Academy, I was a part of a Grammy nominated project in 2024. I got to perform and travel the world and still doing what I love. So yeah, I mean, that's how I got to this chair.
That might be like the best introduction we've ever had. Like you might have got the award. I'm not gonna lie. No, I really do think that like the way you told that was like kind of crazy, right? So it intrigues me as far as like you as a songwriter, right? So I feel like what do you feel like are the stories most often that you kind of communicate and express like through your music? What are you most compelled to say when you're writing something?
In a general sense, just talking about life, about love, and about God. You know, life, of course. You know, there's many ups and downs, twists and turns. There's a lot of taboo things. There's a lot of intricacies that people may find, a little, touchy or whatever. But I kind of tap into those experiences. And about love, relationships. I've been married 17 years. It ain't no roller coaster ride. And it's definitely not for the weak. And you have a lot of evolution that goes on in those years. And sometimes those evolutions align and sometimes they don't. And you got to figure out a way to work through those times when your perspectives and their perspectives may not align. So you find common ground to find peace. And about God, spirituality, we're all God's creations, God's children. Even if you don't necessarily believe in a higher power or anything of that nature, there are legacies and people that have been here before you, and you carry those energies and those traditions. So, about life, I love about God.
Amen to that. And Steph, you said something like very interesting, right? So, with regard to like the material that is a little more touchy, right? Because we live in a real sensitive time, right? Who would know that better than me, right? So, like, I'm really interested in your perspective, Watts, on like when it comes to like creating material, it is a little more touchy, right? And especially because like you're in a place where like as a musician, you can create something, put it out into the world. There's still nerves behind that, right? Because like you're no longer in control of this piece of art. Right? People get to make up 100 different, billion different perceptions about what you made. Reading in the shit ain't got nothing to do with how you wrote this. Ain't got nothing to do with how you made the joke. This is just you fucked up and you try to make it seem like I'm fucked up for writing this. Like, nah, this is you. Like, this is all about what's going on in you. And that's the reality of what you're dealing with when you're dealing with like creating your art for people. But as somebody who has to directly sit in front of those he's trying to reach, right? As a musician, you get the luxury of putting that shit out and just saying, well, what they want to do, that you got done. But as a comedian, you are like your brand new joke. Nobody heard it but you and your auntie. And now you sitting in front of 80 niggas who are telling you with their eyes, mouth, and body language if they think this shit is even funny. That's now hard as shit to me.
Let me tell you something about that, because I'm literally in that process right now, because I got a bit that I really want to try. And I'm like, this might shake some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's religious based, but it's like, somebody need to say this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how do I approach it? So I don't say what I'm about to say. Like, let's be clear about that. Like, whatever I'm saying, I'm saying shit. It is what it is. I knew what I was saying. Anybody that be apologizing and shit like that, they really been lying. They knew what they were saying. They just didn't go the way they wanted it. So now I got to sit here and act like, well, I didn't mean to. No, I didn't mean to. I knew what I was going to say. Or I know what I'm going to say. It's just the simple fact now, like, okay, how am I gonna really approach it? So I got one right now. I came up with it like 2 days ago, and I was like, how am I just gonna approach it? I'm gonna go to open mic.
Mm.
That's what you do it at. You go to open mic, you just see how raw it is at that moment and see how they receive it. And if they receive it just a little bit, then you go home and you clean it up in a sense to make you can polish the shit out that dude. You understand? You polish, turn that bitch into a diamond real quick. But it's so fact you gotta use take that chance on yourself because you can't lie to yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You lie to everybody all day. You can't lie to yourself for too long. Eventually, I'm telling you so.
No,
So,
a lot of niggas that definitely not take so.
oh, yo, they do.
But eventually, like all of that's coming out.
It's all gonna come out of the lens. All
Yeah,
gonna come out of the lens.
but you know as well as I do, there are delusional people.
Oh, how do you need delusional people? Delusion is necessary. That's why you got. Well, even try to do what you're doing in the first place. You got to have a little bit of delusion. But you also got to have a lot more discernment.
You know, honestly, I really appreciate it because the stand-up that I watched of yours last night, like the very end of the joke, it was like the last 3 minutes, like you pulled your head off. Right? Like, I ain't no catfish, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate the transparency in the joke. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think about that a lot with niggas. It's like, I watch you niggas hold on to this shit. Like, and it's like, beloved. As a woman, as a black woman who loves you, who loves black men, who adores y'all, you need to let this shit go sometimes.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that part of your stand up because you was like, listen, like, no, you say this shit look like a cul-de-sac.
So let me clear. So, I was one of the niggas for a long. So let's be clear. So,
Yeah, I want to know what the logic is. Please explain to me. Look at me. I'm See, look at me. I'm right here. We really need to. What's happening?
Listen, I had long locks. I had nice, healthy long locks at one point, right? And my hairline was, everything was good. Everything was good. And as soon as I had kids, bro, and doing the most in life is life. And shit go back to shit. You don't even realize it's going back.
No, we gotta really big it. When you see your shit slide, and listen, there's an acceptable slide level, right? Where they kind of fill you into the ball, and things have gotten more advanced now as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, at what point when you see this going from like a head to a like, it's at your ears now, right?
You feel it when you feel it going back. You feel it. You know that you're gonna land when you come to the go. He's like, he went up here. See, what's my shit back? Now you blaming him. You know what I'm saying? You blaming this nigga now, and then you don't realize your haircuts got more expensive because you went from what $25, $50 just for a simple thing, and now we gotta add all these enhancements. Now this shit about $1.25. Yeah. So now I'm like, this shit's getting out.
It should sound like a bust down. That's 18 bust down.
Right. Whatever it is, we on that side of the field with y'all. That's what it is. What you said,
That's
man.
crazy.
And like I was telling in the joke, in the joke, that punchline was real. Like I sat down and I had to show him the door. I told my father, I was like, look, when all this foul shit done, whatever. He spun me around. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Turn the clip on. That was true. That was dead ass. That's true. I love Drake to death. Like, go see him. You know what he's doing. But he also read the writing on the wall. And you know what else was telling me to cut my shit way early? Her. Now,
For real?
That's my dog. That's my dog. She kept telling me to sit in the car and she's like, bro, they still won't like you can cut it, bro. Just grow a beard and you should be okay. And I was like, you shut up, you goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? You fucking
I'm not gonna lie, like, this is so concerning for me. Like, I really like the psychology of this. This is a real thing as a woman because we have to date you.
Okay.
And like, I've been saying this for a long time. I really truly stand by it. Haircuts are makeup for men, without question.
Oh, yeah.
You're a different nigga with the haircut. I've seen some niggas grow the cul-de-sac out. And that's how they love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the niggas that be talking about like the girlies that wear the bust downs and the nails and the rhinestones and all the grills and all the makeup. Like, come on, like, grow your hair for 2 months and and take a picture and you tell me how you feel about you.
How long you been going?
Man, I was on and off. So about
You was Jadakiss?
Yeah, I was Jadakiss.
Damn.
Wait a minute,
Man,
I was just-
no,
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 About 2010, 20, anywhere between 2010 and 2012, I started going. I started just cutting my shit. I was
Okay.
bored. I was spending $30.
So you still had the full head in 2010,
And I
20.
was like, yeah, let me see. I was gonna do something different.
So Jadakiss got to you. All right.
So about
I'm
20.
DMX.
I'm 5 years in. So this is all this 5 years fresh anniversary.
That's
You know
pretty
what I'm saying? Now here's the
That's
thing.
pretty
You heard it. So here's the thing. You heard anniversary, yes. So here's the thing. Like in year 1, maybe year 2 of me having this, I told myself if I had Tory Lane at that time, I would have been in 30 and been sitting there looking like girls on the BBL with the airport on the airplane and shit with their butts on the thing. And I got my head wrapped in with all the blood and gauze and all that other shit on there. I wanted my headline back. I was starving. Then this motherfucker came in. I was like, and all that. And yeah, what the game changed. It was a game changer. Man, if I cut this shit off, boy. And I crime
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this though. You random women, right? Random women. They just come up to you like, oh,
Random women touch your hair?
Like when my shit is luscious and I allow it in my city.
Do you like that? No, like you mean like a stranger just walking around? I can she look
I
right.
freeze up.
I do too, because it don't happen.
It's so shocking to me that I'm like,
I let it happen at first, and then I'm like, no, I have rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a human being. Like, I feel like, oh, you got like, oh no, this just happened. But in the beginning, it's a compliment.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't happen for us often. At least not for me.
Guys.
I can speak for myself.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
I just had sex with the PA. We have an issue with the audio.
Damn. So any other? If we do it, we turn it down, we go live. When I go live, I go on YouTube. And it's not about what you hear over here. It's about what we hear.
Right. Get to the part where you figure out what the problem.
Because I went on YouTube live and y'all sound some of it in and y'all like in and out. That's what it is. In and out ain't gonna give you what you want to put out. So I'm not gonna let you ride out and not be perfect. We don't do it like that. Any flaws, I'm gonna speak up.
Back me and after the show, bro. Fix that, please. And let's get back to work. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not.